Welcome one and all to the Vintage Marathon. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get first. Well, it looks like it's Tinker right off the bat. So this is the Tinker deck. So it does have some initiative cards in it, but it is not strictly speaking an initiative deck. The main things, of course, we're going to have all of our various lands, Urza Saga, Wasteland, and then one Strip Mine, and then just blue-white lands. Obviously all the power, so we got a bunch of Moxes, Lotus, Petal, Mana Crypt, Gix Probe, Mental Misstep, Recall, then some Cantrips, Spell Pierce, main deck Grafdigger's Cage. We also got Manifold Key and Time Vault to combine with each other. So the Time Vault allows us to take an extra turn by tapping it. However, it doesn't untap normally. In order to untap it, we have to skip a turn, but we can simply get around that via Manifold Key. So those combine to give us infinite turns. We have a main deck Needle, a main deck Divining Top, there's a Soul Ring, and then once we get up here to our 2 and above, that's where we start having threats. So we've got one Cathar Commando, a bunch of Lavinias, Time Ball obviously, we got Time Walk, then there's some initiative dudes, White Plume and Seasoned Engineer. There's Hull Breachers to interact with our opponent's draws. Obviously the namesake card, Tinker, which can be used to find any of the artifacts in our deck, although I imagine primarily we're using it to get Time Vault. We've got Force of Negation and Force of Will to interact, 1/3 Fairy, and then 2 Lorien Revealeds. And then in the sideboard, we've got Swords to Plowshares and Fragmentize as interaction, 1 Tabernacle. There's also a Null Rod, Rips, and Containment Priest for graveyards. And then we've got some big payoff artifacts, depending on what it is that we're playing against. So Sphinx of the Steel Wind and Portal to Phyrexia as alternative artifact gets besides Time Vault. So I've never played one single game of Vintage. I've never even watched a game of Vintage. So let's see how this goes. All right, we're on the play in our first ever game of Vintage against something. Okay, so I've got Saga that I can activate on turn 2 because I have this Mox, and I also have Tinker that I can Tinker, and then I have the Manifold Key in my hand, so I imagine I can take infinite turns really fast, and I have Force of Negation and Force of Will, right? So this hand has to be good, I think. I mean, I'd expect it to be. So keep. Okay, let's go. I think I'm supposed to deploy everything, so let's play Urza Saga, Trigger, Emerald, Key, and pass to my opponent. Gitaxian Probe, sure that resolves. Mox Sapphire, Mox Ruby, I guess actually since I'm planning on playing Tinker this turn, I shouldn't have run Saga out first. I should have played Flooded Strand, so that if this fails, I have a Saga in play. Karakas, okay. Opponent's 5 cards in hand, Saga Tick Up. I wonder if I go for it or if I just start making constructs. So if I don't go for it, I've got Force, but that's it. I can also actually just, no, I can't hardcast Force Negation because I have Emerald. I feel like I'm supposed to go for it. I don't know. So they know what's in my hand, right? Because of Gix Probe. Fetch with the Strand. I suppose I should play around Wastelands or something. Although if they Wasteland me, they're going to Wasteland Saga, right? I don't know. I got another Flooded Strand in my hand anyway. Let's grab an island. And then, I mean, let's go for it. Tinker sacking the Emerald. Wow, that resolved, eh? All right, Time Vault. Oh, this comes in tapped? Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, I mean, we have it next turn. Hull Breacher. That's fine. Soul Ring. Sensei's Top. Okay. Looks at the top. All right, so they don't have an answer for Time Vault, so we win the game. So I'm playing against something with Hull Breacher and Karakas. Don't know what that is. I have no idea how to sideboard. So I'm going to assume that you pretty much never want to cut any of these things. It kind of feels like Grafdigger's Cage isn't good here. What else? Probably these are not worth putting in. Same thing with Null Rod. So my opponent's showing me a Hull Breacher. Does that make Swords to Plowshares good? I have no idea. I mean, they're probably the same deck, right? So Fragmentize? I don't know. I mean, I cannot stress enough how I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, I'm just going to do that until I understand differently. Okay, we've got Spell Pierce, Force of Will, Tinker. We don't have an artifact to get to pitch to Tinker, though. So I've got Force to interact with them, and then turn 2 Lavinia. I also have turn 1 Spell Pierce. I don't know if that's good enough, but I'm going to try it. Tundra. No Moxes or anything from them. All right, up over to us. Flooded Strand, and then I guess I'm just passing. Underground Sea into what? Lavinia. All right, I guess I have to counter that. What am I pitching to Force? I could Brainstorm in response. Try to get other things in my hand. I'm not sure, though. I mean, the Tinker, like, I can't do anything with it right now, but it feels like I'm... Maybe I don't win this game with Tinker. Let's just Force pitch the Tinker. I guess I definitely want to fetch first. Now, let's grab a Tundra, and then let's... Surprisingly pitching this Tinker. So, Force this, pitch the Tinker. All right, we forced it. I guess I'm going to cast Brainstorm now, or I could just cycle Lorien. You know what, let's just cycle Lorien, because I kind of want all of these right now. All right, I will grab an island, and then I will try to play my Lavinia. Ooh, a White Plume. All right, play Lavinia. It resolved. Huzzah. Opponent plays Urza's Saga. Yeah, okay. Back to us. We drew Lotus. I'm probably playing that because it allows me to play White Bloom and still hold up spells. So cast Lotus. Then let's fetch here. I may have wanted to hold that for Brainstorm, but my hand's all fine right now. So let's just make sure we're like Wasteland proof and grab this Plains. And then I will play White Plume. And then no attacks because they could flash in Hull Breacher or something. So the initiative, let's grab this island. And then let's just pass. So Saga goes up to 2. That's fine. Opponent plays another Saga. So 3/3 Construct next turn. So which one is which? I guess I'm going to put counters on White Plume. So Forge the White Plume. Mox Pearl. I probably don't even need that at this point. If I cast Brainstorm now and they just flash Hull Breacher in, then that's a problem. So let's just keep passing, I guess. Although I guess if I attack with Lavinia, they can make a Construct, but then the Construct can't even block this, and I can block the Construct with my White Plume. If I attack with... I guess this untaps my guy anyway, right? So let's attack with White Plume. So go to combat, attack with White Plume. All right, damage. I guess I'm going to play another land here, and then they make a Construct. That's fine. Then White Plume untaps itself. Then both of these go off. So they make a Construct. They search for Soul Ring. Okay. So then they're going to have 3 4/4s and then 4 5/5s next turn. Of course, assuming they don't play anything else here, but imagine they will. Still so awkward to cast Brainstorm into a potential Hull Breacher. All right, my turn. Trap. They lose 5. Teferi. All right, that's a great draw. So let's cast Teferi. I probably actually just have to bounce one of the Constructs. Maybe Urza Saga, because they're going to get 2 more next turn anyway. It's either Saga or one of these Constructs. It resolved. So the problem is, so if I bounce one of these, they can still just make another one, and that's 2 3/3s that can double block here. So I probably just bounce Saga back to their hand and then reevaluate what I'm doing from there. So let's bounce the Saga. So they make a Construct. Then the Saga goes back to their hand. We draw a card. What do we draw? Strip Mine. All right, I need to find some kind of action. So let's Brainstorm. They're tapping, but I can't imagine what for since Teferi shuts off all their spells. All right, Brainstorm. Okay, so I don't need the Pearl. I don't really need Needle because I'm going to have Strip Mine for the other one next turn anyway. So I guess I put back Pearl, Needle, and then play Urza Saga this turn and then pass. Actually, if I play the Pearl, I can actually straight up hard cast the Force of Will without pitching anything by sacking Lotus. So maybe I put back Pearl, Strip Mine, and then I'll draw Strip Mine next turn. No, I put back Needle, Strip Mine. Okay, so let's go Needle, Strip Mine. Then we can go Saga, trigger, play the Pearl, and then we pass back to them. So if they attack with everything, they can just steal the initiative from us, but at least we get to block one. So what's attacking where? I may want to throw away my Lavinia depending on what the attack is. Although, like, they kind of just need to take the initiative from us, right? So they could just swing with everything. But if they do that, then they have no creatures to block with unless they deploy another one. The excellent thing is that they can't guarantee the initiative or Teferi without attacking all of either me or it with all of their creatures. All right, so what's going where? Everything at me. All right, so we can't save the initiative, so let's just block one of these to kill it, and then they'll steal the initiative from us. All right, so we're at 9. They steal the initiative. They get a basic. But we still have Lavinia, we still have Teferi, and we have our own Urza Saga, and we still have this 5/5 White Plume. They replay Saga. They found an island with their initiative. Swords to Plowshares are dude. That is fine. I think, no, I don't know. Do I need to counter this? It leaves me with just a Lavinia in play, although I do have Saga tokens. Yeah, it's fine. All right, so back to us. So the Saga goes up. So first things first, I'm definitely strip mining this. So let's just get that out of the way. Second thing, I'm definitely attacking him to steal the initiative back. So swing. All right, hit. Initiative comes back. We draw. Although we're just drawing a Needle. I should probably play this Needle, although what to name with it, I have no idea. Because I need to get these Constructs bigger. The Fairy. What in the world do I name with this? Wasteland, so that if they draw Wasteland, they can't waste my Saga. Yeah, all right. Wasteland. And then back to them. So we cannot retain the initiative this turn, but we can at least block one guy and get it back next turn. Manifold Key, so they can make one of their guys unblockable. Yeah, that's I don't think I want to burn a Force of Will on this. So it means they either kill Teferi or I get the initiative back. I mean, they're going to get that anyway. So yeah, sure. Manifold Key resolves. Plays their island. Makes this dude unblockable. Sure. Attacking us. All right. They hit us. We're at 10. Initiative returns to them. They get to Forge or Scry. Putting counters on this dude. Sure. All right. End of turn. Karnstruct. Then back to us. We drew Dungeoneer. All right. I can play both. So let's Karnstruct. Then Saga resolves. All right. What do I want? Probably my own Manifold Key, right? Or maybe top, because other than Dungeoneer, these cards are not great. I also got to consider, so if I Undercity into the Throne, I could find Cathar Commando off of that potentially, which could allow me to blow this up. So maybe I just want mana. There's also always the possibility that we just draw Time Vault. So, I mean, this is going to be a 6/6, so I don't need to make it unblockable. All right, I'm going to grab Sol Ring. So if I do this now, it triggers here, and then I don't get the next trigger. But if I hit Cathar Commando, I can just blow this up and then kill them. So it seems like it's better to go for the kill, the potential kill. So this, cast Dungeoneer. So we get the initiative back, and then we get the Throne. All right, we didn't grab the Cathar, but we did grab another initiative dude. We're out of basics, so this is going to fizzle. All right, combat, attack here. I imagine they'll just trade. We have them, like, dead next turn pretty heavily. Although in order to do all of that, I did have to go to one short. I can't force and Spell Pierce now. I can only do one or the other. Initiative is a fair and balanced mechanic. Indeed. I mean, whether they block... So, like, if they don't block this, they're dead in one hit. If they do block this, we still have Dungeoneer to make White Plume Adventurer unblockable next turn. They're not blocking. I find that surprising. All right. Well, back to them. So, another Tundra. Makes this dude unblockable. Okay. I mean, I guess they can get, what, Teferi off the board, and then we just have Force of Will open? No, they're attacking us. Oh, right, they can steal the initiative back and then trap kill us. Well, yep. There was no way I could have gotten around that, right? I just have 2 counters. I guess I could have fetched, instead of Sol Ring, I could have fetched Divining Top and tried to find an answer. Okay, so let's see. This is the stuff I want. So I guess, like, what's bad in this matchup? I mean, Spell Pierce didn't feel that great. Neither did Needle. Top may not be that great. I don't know. Force of Negation's another potential one, because this feels like a control mirror, and I don't really want to pitch multiple cards to things. So I don't know to what degree I need any of this. I probably need swords less than the Fragmentizes, though. Although I do need actual ways of, like, stopping Lavinia if Lavinia comes down. I don't know. I'm going to cut these counter spells for these removal spells. Anyone in the comments can tell me if that's wrong. Let's go with this. Okay, let's see. We've got a Recall with Gix Probe to see what's in their hand. Yeah, like, this seems fine. Also potential turn 2 or even 1, depending on what we draw, Plume or Teferi. So I'm going to keep. All right, Gix Probe. Their hand is Vamp Tutor, Force, Mox Sapphire, Manifold Key, 2 lands. We drew a Urza Saga, which I can actually get going next turn, although I'm probably just going to slam Teferi or White Plume, although I can't if they force it. So I probably recall and force them to pitch their Force and then untap slam one of these guys down. That seems like a solid plan. All right, so let's go Pearl, Tundra, and then I'm going to stop them on their upkeep and cast Recall. It's going to get countered, but they have to spend 2 spells to do it. Or maybe they don't counter it, which is fine as well. All right, Recall. Yeah, all right, they're pitching Force, exiling Force of Will. Plays the Sapphire. So they can Vamp Tutor for Time Vault and then untap and have 3 mana, right? Oh, they drew Urza's Saga, sure. So they can't Vamp Tutor now. Manifold Key. All right, well, I'm going to play Teferi, I think. Is it better to get Teferi down or White Plume down? Teferi bounces this back to their hand. This gets the initiative going, though. They get to make a Karnstruct if I don't play Teferi, although I have swords as well. I feel also Teferi now means they can't counterspell anything I play. Yeah, let's just get Teferi down right now. So Teferi, bounce this. Force of Will ourselves. Okay, back to them. So they play Underground Sea, not Urza Saga. Plays Vamp Tutor. They're Vamp Tutoring right now. Okay. That has to be Time Vault, right? Like, that's what they're grabbing. Oh, thank goodness we drew a blue card. All right. As good as making a Karnstruct is, I think it's better to actually just grab the initiative. Yeah. So this, trigger. Oh, so much initiative. Let's grab this Plains, play it. And then if they cast Time Vault, we can cast Force of Will and they can't counter us back. Plays Urza Saga. Yeah, there's Time Vault. So now we force that. Okay. Initiative on the Forge. Forge this dude. Then we're on draw step. We drew Tinker. Oh, we just win, right? So float, resolve this, grab Manifold Key out of our deck. Then this. Tinker, eat the pearl. Yep, we got there. All right, I don't think that was too bad for my first ever vintage game. I missed the beginning. Is the deck a combo control mid-range amalgam? It is a controlled that's a well, you have Tinker and you have initiative creatures and you have Force the Will and counter spells. It's vintage, so it's all of them. Vintage is kind of soupy outside of Dredge / Vine. Now you know why Tinker's banned everywhere else, even Commander. Well, to be fair, Time Vault is banned everywhere else, but Bolas Citadel isn't. Yeah, I mean, that's also true. All right, we're on the play for round number 2. This hand looks busted AF. I mean, do I just cast the Recall immediately? I feel like I'm supposed to do that. I can't cast Recall and have Force of Will open because I'll be 1 short. I mean, I guess that's fine. So, that Tundra, Recall myself? Mental misstep. All right, let's run this stuff out. Back to them. Mox Emerald, Black Lotus. So their hand was similar-ish. Wasteland. Well, oh, they're not wastelanding though. Tarmogoyf. Interesting. Well, I can't play Saga before I wasteland their wasteland, so we're going to be a turn behind. I can cast Ponder. On the other hand, I could just keep Force of Will up, although, yeah, All right, let's just wasteland their wasteland. Get that out of here. I have to burn my Lotus to cast the Force, though. I think it's better to just Ponder. Like, I could also eat the Ponder for Force, but that also seems bad. Another Saga, you say, and then 2 more lands. I could win this game just off of these Sagas. I think I'm good. I think I'm cool with that. It obviously depends on what they have, but although, yeah, okay. So let's go top. Do not shuffle, and then back to them. I mean, we got double Urza Saga. That might be enough to get there. All right, we get hit by Tarmogoyf. We're at 16. They didn't play anything. All right, play Saga. Go. 3 mana. Brainstorm. Sure. They burned their Lotus on the end step to Brainstorm, not even on their own turn. I mean, I don't know about Vintage I don't know enough about Vintage to know whether that's a mistake, but that feels like a mistake. Okay. So do they have like Hull Breacher or something to spend the mana on? Boseiju our Saga. All right, that resolves. Grab a Tundra. Well, we have another Saga to follow this up at the very least, and I can burn Force of Will. I can burn the Lotus on Force of Will if I have to, although, man, this Tarmogoyf's big now because we added enchantment to the graveyard. All right, we're at 11. They just have an Emerald in play. We drew Tinker. What can I Tinker for? Also, if I Tinker here, so I play Saga, I play Tinker, I eat the Ruby, and then I have 4 mana left over, so I can't force them back. I'm 100% playing Urza Saga, so let's just do that first. Then, what can I Tinker for? So, the Time Vault or the Manifold Key is not a combo without the other one, so just grabbing that doesn't work at the moment. I could Tinker for Sensei's Top to just, like, filter my draws. That seems really bad. I think I just wait and just have Force open. I mean, we can take another 2 hits from this Goyf. We can also make some pretty big constructs. All right, Goyf hits us. We go to 6. Saga grows. So let's play Tundra. And then we can just win next turn if this Saga resolves, right? Or if this Tinker also resolves. Because then we can go... So I'm going to make a construct and block probably. I don't know. I don't have to block. But I probably should block so I can fetch if I have to. So next turn we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 mana. Which is enough to Tinker, Force, and still be able to activate Manifold Key. Everything is in the graveyard except creature, right? So they can't instant speed a creature in here. I guess I shouldn't risk any potential, like maybe they have endurance or something. So let's just construct and block. We don't need the construct anyway. So block. Like we're going to win next turn with Time Vault regardless, right? Unless they have like counter spells. So our turn, draw, float, grab the Manifold Key, play Flooded Strand. All right, so I drew Teferi, which is a great draw here. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, right? So if I play Teferi, they have to counter that, or else I get to resolve Tinker. But regardless, I can't do both of these, so let's just run Teferi out. I guess no, actually, because the Force of Will is cheaper, but so I play Tinker, they counter me back. I counter them back with Force, versus I just play Teferi, they have to counter it. Then I play Tinker, and they have to have another counter. I mean, it's the same either way, right? So white, blue, play Teferi. All right, they have Force of Will, is what it looks like. Yeah, Force. Okay. Well, we have to go for it. So, sack the Lotus. Tinker, sack the Ruby. Does this resolve? They have to have double Force to stop this. All right, they don't. So, there's Time Vault. Untap this. All right, we got it. We got it. So, their Tarmogoyf deck with I assume they're like just generic soup piles with Tarmogoyf. So swords and cut, I don't know. Grafdiggers, needle, because I don't even know what I'm needling. One of these forces. I guess this is pro. Boseiju technically isn't green, right? So Boseiju still kills this. All right, let's just take these out and put in Swords to Plowshares. Sol Ring, Lotus, Lavinia, Mental Misstep, turn 1 initiative. Seems good to me. Black Lotus, Emerald, Misty Rainforest. All right, so turn 1 Season Dungeon. Ooh, we drew Force of Will. Oh my god. All right, so yeah. Tundra, Lotus, Sol Ring, Slam Dungeoneer into play. White, colorless, cast Dungeoneer. They have a force, exiling Oka. We're going to force it back, pitch Lavinia. So force their force, pitch Lavinia. Counters, Dungeoneer trigger. Let's go. Got the initiative, turn 1. Grab an island. All right, and then we can't do anything with this white mana, so we just pass. Tropical Island. This targets itself, right? Yeah. Delver of Secrets. I guess I'm misstepping that because I don't want them to have a creature that can steal the initiative. So misstep this. All right, it has been misstepped. Back to us. Trigger. Forge onto my guy. I don't think Strip Mine does much here. They have so much mana off of Lotus anyway. So let's go to combat. Swing. So yield to this. Do I want to put Brainstorm into the graveyard? No. 6 damage. And then I'm going to hold off on Strip Mine. Let's just play Lavinia. I assume you're supposed to not strip mine stuff unless either your opponent is seemingly mana screwed, which they're not, or you need to, like, there's very important lands to take out. I assume the most important one is Urza's Saga, and then there's also other ones, but like Urza's Saga is the big one. All right, we got that match. Round 3, we're on the draw. Okay, this hand, we don't have any like Force of Will interaction. We have one way to speed up with Lotus Petal. Our opponent's on Lurrus. Lurrus over here. All right, so this hand doesn't seem great. I feel like this hand needs to be more bullshit. I don't know to what degree a Lurrus deck tells me that they're either combo or not combo, although I assume everything's combo unless otherwise seen. I probably can't keep this, question mark. I actually don't know for sure, though. I'm going to assume I can't keep this and mull this. All right, so this at least has interaction. So keep this hand and put back Grafdigger's Cage versus Lurrus, though. I still feel like Grafdigger's Cage is probably the worst card in this hand. I don't know. I'm going to put that back. I think this hand's worse than my first hand, though, even though it does have Force Negation in it. Black Lotus. I think I'm supposed to allow that to resolve and then counter whatever they spend it on. Karakas. Well, can't spend it on that, and it's off now. I mean, Lavinia's okay, I guess. Lorien Revealed for a land, sure. Opponent gets a Tundra. Well, our hand's gonna be pretty slow. Ooh, Lotus Petal. So I can Spell Pierce something maybe, or I can just go land and the next turn, and I can just go Ponder, or do I hold Spell Pierce open? I probably Ponder. Like, if I find... I guess I can't Lotus or Mox anymore because of this thing. So all of my fast mana bustedness is gone. Like, Lotus Petal is dead. So I'm completely shields down if I don't hold up Spell Pierce. But I feel like if they had anything better to do, they would have done it that turn instead of just played Lavinia. So let's just play Ponder. Lavinia, Dungeoneer, another land. That just seems way too slow. Also, I want to play Saga next turn. Maybe I can win off of Saga? I don't know. So I guess I go... Dungeoneer, Lavinia, Tundra, don't shuffle, back to them. So yeah, I should have forced the Lotus because I didn't... Lavinia wasn't too bad, but I was not even taking into account. They could have had like an initiative creature there, which would have been really bad. All right, let's just get Saga out and get ready to Saga them to death. Well, they have Wasteland. Unfortunate. Oh well. All right, so I guess we get to play our own Lavinia, but actually that doesn't even matter because of Karakas. All right, I guess I just hold up Spell Pierce then. And we have to draw 2 lands in a row for the Dungeoneers to be online. I guess thankfully they're not really pressuring us that much right now. Island. So I screwed up by not forcing the Lotus, and then I further screwed up by not shuffling off that Ponder. Well, we still can't do anything, so let's just pass back to them with double Spell Pierce open. I mean, they have no reason to do anything either, since they can just keep hitting us with Lavinia. Plays Urza's Saga. Well, now we're really screwed. Drew Mental Misstep. Ugh. So we can't do anything this turn, and then next turn they get the Saga going. Yeah, we're gonna lose. So let's just go to the next game. Okay, so Lurrus deck. So we want swords. I think that's it. Not really sure when you're boarding in this portal. So yeah, they have Lurrus. Is Grafdigger's Cage good in this matchup? Seems like it might be. Pithing Needle seems like it might not be, although we can Needle Karakas. Although I don't know to what degree that even matters. So let's get rid of Needle. What else? I really don't know. Force Negation? Hull Breacher? Nah. Spell Pierce? Those feel like the worst cards. Spell Pierce feels pretty bad. I'm gonna cut Spell Pierce. All right. So they still have Lurrus. We have double Mox into it. So we have a turn 2 Dungeoneer here, which only fails if our opponent has like counter spells. All right, so let's just go. Let's put Saga on one, I guess, and then if they wasteland that, whatever. All right, keep. So let's go Jet, Pearl, Saga, and then we'll just pass to them Tundra. All right, well, if they're not playing anything, I'm not ramming Dungeoneer into a potential counter spell, so let's just start making Karnstructs and try to win that way. Opponent cycles Lorien, that's fine. Black Lotus, but then they're not doing anything with it. All right, end step, make a Karnstruct, cycle Lorien, grab Tundra, I guess. All right, drew a Ruby. Let's just Karnstruct again, and then I don't know what I'm fetching. What do I need to have in order to cast this turn, right? I've got the Ruby and another land drop, so I have to find another mana source if I want to cast Dungeoneer. Grabbing Manifold Key, though, just like sets me up to just bash them in over and over. Plus, if I ever draw Time Vault somehow or Tinker, then it just wins the game. It's like do that or play Dungeoneer. I'm gonna grab Key, even though that doesn't allow me to play Dungeoneer this turn. All right, so Ruby. They know I grabbed the Tundra, so I still feel like it's probably better to play Karakas. I don't know. They have Lurrus, they have Lavinia. Like, it matters. All right, go to combat. Attack with the Karnstruct. Swords to Plowshares, the Karnstruct. Yeah, that's fine. All right, over to them. Cycles Lorien and find themselves a Tundra. So there's no window. If they do play Lurrus here, there's no window that I can bounce it to their hand where they can't just replay the Black Lotus. But whatever, that's fine. Cast Lorien, sure. Well, we can't do anything about that. Okay, so we drew Tinker. We drew Tinker. They have 7 cards in their hand, though. I imagine they probably have an answer to this, so I don't want to ram Tinker into play. I would like to ram Lorien and Seasoned Dungeoneer into play. Let's play the Dungeoneer. It resolved. All right, initiative. So let's grab Island, play the Island, and go to combat and attack with the Karnstruct. Another Swords, that's fine. We got the initiative, we got Tinker, we got a Lorien to cast next turn. I think we're in a good position. Obviously, they can just combo win any moment, but assuming they don't do that, Time Walk. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. All 4 Tundras. Swords are Dungeoneer. Yeah, that's fine too. All right, extra turn. They have 5 cards, 4 mana. Wasteland, but they're tapping it. Puts Lurrus in their hand. Okay, so they have 4 unknown cards. So obviously I'm not choosing to forge, so Lost Well. We just win on the spot if we resolve Tinker. So if I play Lavinia first, it shuts off all forces. So let's bottom this, top Lavinia. All right, white, blue. I guess I should tap Pearl. Lavinia. That only leaves what, like Spell Pierce open? So this, blue. I'm going to go for Tinker this turn. I'm sacking, I guess, one of the crappy Moxes. So Ruby, Tinker. Do you have the counter? Flusterstorm. Wow, so if I didn't play Lavinia first, I would have been able to pay for that. All right. Well, it gets countered. So back to them. We do have Lorien revealed next turn to try to get back into it. Wasteland our Karakas. Yeah. Well, our Karakas has been wastelanded. So that leaves us with exactly 5 mana to cast Lorien. Plays another Wasteland. Ugh, man, if they just use that. Plays Lurrus. Okay. They didn't wasteland us. All right. What is this? It is I either goad Lurrus or make a treasure. I guess I make a treasure. Stash. Urza's Saga, which is going to get killed the moment Wasteland goes off. So let's just cast Lorien revealed. They can't play... Yeah, they can't play lands with Lurrus. All right. Spell Pierce. Oh my god. So if I'd played this first, I would have been able to pay for it. God damn. All of my choices have been wrong, apparently. I mean, there's no point in playing the Saga, right? They're just going to Wasteland it. So I guess I just pass and then hope that they Wasteland my Tundra at some point. If they attack with Lurrus, I snap block. So yeah, block. So I get to maintain the initiative. All right, we trade. Bobble. All right, they know we have an Urza Saga, so now they'll never spend the Wasteland. Strip Mine too. Well, at least they only have 1 card left in their hand. And we do have the initiative ticking up. So yeah, Bobble resolves, they draw, then we make a Skeleton. I mean, okay, yeah, like, there's no reason to hide this. Yeah, they Wasteland the Saga, what can we do? All right, well, we're not doing anything, so we got Force Negation for whatever the next horrible, horrible spell they play is. Brainstorm. I mean, they have like nothing in their hand, right? I'll just counter that. Force it back. All right, well, Brainstorm resolves. We still got the initiative. Still got the initiative, folks. And we're going to get to reveal the top 10 and put a creature into play. Gix Probe, just to cycle to see another card. Sure. All right, initiative. We bricked. Holy crap. We freaking bricked it. Wow. All right, we drew Wasteland. I don't want to wasteland their strip mine. I want to wasteland a Urza Saga if it comes up. So let's attack with the skeleton, I guess. Well, the good thing is the initiative starts over next turn anyway. I can't believe we bricked that. Although all those cards were not great. Savin's Reclamation on Lurrus. Oof. And then they can get the Bauble back. Yeah. So 2 cards a turn. Yep. Well, they know we have a wasteland now. Okay, so initiative Bauble. So they draw a card. Then the initiative goes off. We get to grab the last basic in our deck. A Brainstorm. All right, I'm going to wasteland one of their open tundras. So kill that. All right, let's cast Brainstorm because we need to find something. Force of Will Pitching Days. Well, it is what it is. Back to them. Gotta protect the initiative by having a blocker. Urza Saga. Yeah, I can't believe we bricked on a creature in 10 cards. Flashback Savins, which gets back what now? Wasteland and Saga. And they bobble us again. Or no, so yeah, bobble. I mean, I guess technically we still have the initiative going. So I'm gonna scry. Yeah. So 2 bobble triggers. They draw. Really need to hit something good, so let's scry 2. Misstep and a land. Bottom both. Drew Grafdigger's Cage. That at least shuts off Lurrus shenanigans. Alright, Grafdigger's Cage. A bit late there, Grafdigger's Cage, but alright, just pass to them. I can't imagine they haven't found something in the last 3 to 4 cards they're drawing. Plus, they also just have the Saga now, so they can just make Karnstruct tokens and that will get through. Well, they just had a Fragmentize for the Grafdigger's Cage anyway. So baubles, they're drawing 2 cards a turn, so like we can't do anything. Merchant Scroll to find Recall. I would have to get quite the draw here to not lose. I guess if I just draw Time Vault and they don't have an answer for it, that can be an out. All right, bauble, initiative, make a treasure. Drawing, Gix Probe. All right, Gix Probe. Their hand is Dress Down, Jet, Recall. We drew Force of Will. I mean, they're still gonna steal the initiative with the Karnstruct token, unfortunately. All right. No attacks. I guess if they want to guarantee they get the initiative, they have to attack with Lurrus, in which case we can just block Lurrus. They make a Karnstruct. They're just not casting the Recall. Saga goes off. Soul Ring. Mox Jet. Okay. Plays the Bauble. Baubles us. Did I find a Merfolk list? I didn't see the wheel. I did not find a Merfolk list. Treasure Cruise. Well, I guess I'm countering that. They still just have a Recall in their hand anyway, though. Like, we're losing this game so hard. Recalls in response. All right, at least we countered Cruise. Mox Sapphire, Caracas. So now they have guaranteed initiative without even a cost. I mean, I guess I can steal it back, right? Like, this has Menace, so if they're gonna hit me anyway, then I guess I just let them take it and then steal it back. I mean, like, I could block Lurrus, but they don't even have to Caracas it back to their hand if they don't want to. Gets an island. Lavinia. So their hand is Island, Dress Down. Then they get rid of our Tundra and one of our islands. So we're hurting. Bauble triggers. They can Dress Down here and make the skeleton. Oh, they don't have blue mana up. All right, well, combat. Attack with the skeleton. It can't block because it has Menace. We get to steal the initiative. The initiative is stolen. Trigger. Make another 4/1. Then we get to Time Walk. Cast Time Walk. Oh, I can't cast it because of Lavinia. Play a land. Play Time Walk. All right, go initiative. Find me a creature. Trigger. All right, we hit this. We hit White Plume and Lavinia. I guess I'm grabbing White Plume. Yeah, White Plume. Babamf. Initiative. We are out of basics, so that fizzles. What can I even draw at this point that's going to get me out of this? Drew Mental Misstep. All right, combat. Attack with the skeletons. And then we get to untap them because of White Plume Adventurer. Haha. All right, they play their island. Still have this. Plays the Bauble. Cracks the Bauble. I actually have to pay for Mental Misstep, right? Because Lavinia counters it if I don't. All right, they can't get the initiative from us. That's the only saving grace we got going right now. Bauble triggers. All right, am I scrying or just putting counters on stuff? So they can Dress Down, which kills their Karnstruct, and then double block a skeleton, which seems pretty bad for them. Do I just make White Plume gigantic and hope that I can get there off of White Plume? Because if they kill White Plume, we're probably dead. I guess I can also Mental Misstep a Swords to Plowshares. So let's forge onto the White Plume. All right, I can make it unblockable with Key. So drew a land. All right, so land, make this unblockable, and then go to combat, attack with everything. Flashes in Dress Down, sure. So Karnstruct dies, they draw a card. These don't have Menace anymore, but this is still unblockable. Throws Lavinia here. They have to block with Lurrus, right? Yeah. So block, Caracas the Lurrus back, sure. And then we go to damage, they go to 1, and they lose their Lavinia. And then next turn we get to trap them. So they're at 1 and we can trap them to death next turn. Man, what a game this has been. Okay, so I don't really want Fragmentize because they have Lurrus and Savins to get stuff back from their graveyard, so that doesn't seem great. Rest in Peace seems great, though. They have Savins and Lurrus. So if I'm bringing in Rip, I'm taking out Cage. They also have, so they have Treasure Cruise, Lurrus, and Savins Reclamation, so this seems quite good. But what else can I take out for the second Rip? I don't think anything, right? Like, I'm not going to play the Sphinx, because they just have Swords to Plowshares in their deck. Cathar Commando doesn't seem great in this matchup. Yeah, let's take that out. All right, let's do this. I feel like if I ever manage to successfully resolve a Tinker, we're probably winning the game. Also, if I'm tinkering for, like, Portal, that doesn't work with Rest in Peace. So, yeah, let's just do this. All right, we are on the draw. Double Force. Well, we don't have any land, so we have to mold this. All right, we've got a lot of ramp into White Plume. So we've got turn 1 White Plume. So we're keeping this, and then the only question is what are we putting away? And it's probably Lotus Petal. Yeah, all right, put Lotus Petal back. Flooded Strand, Lotus. Yeah, we can't force anything. So yeah, that resolves. Cracks the Flooded Strand. Grabs a Tundra. Pops the Lotus and plays Lavinia. All right, Merchant Scroll. Merchant Scrolls for recall. Makes sense to me. Double White Plume. All right, Tundra, Pearl. All right, god damn it. Well, that was stupid on my part. All right, let's just play Sol Ring. So I needed to Swords first and then wait. Yeah, I needed to Swords first and then wait. Oh, they have Fragmentize too. Okay, so we're just super dead now. Gix Probe. This is pretty rough. Wasteland. Oh, we just don't have any mana left. I think even if I'd played that correctly, I would have just been extremely dead, right? Because if I had played it correctly, I would have Swords Lavinia, and then they would have just untapped and blown all my mana up. I guess I wouldn't have cast... No, I would have cast Mox. I would have gone Pearl Sol Ring, so the same thing would have happened anyway. All right, back to them. Oh, and they've got Saga, and they can put Lurrus in their hand. Like, yeah, we're just absolutely dead. There's no way. Opponent puts Lurrus in their hand. We have to immediately draw white mana, basically. We did immediately draw white mana. All right, back to them. Even so, like, it doesn't matter. Saga ticks up to 2. Like, we still have to beat Lavinia plus Lurrus plus Saga. I guess I just let them hit me, and then if they play Lurrus, we kill that, and if they don't play Lurrus, we kill Lavinia. What's the math on the Construct? Actually, they're not going to play Lurrus, right? Because of Saga. Although they might. But even if they do play Lurrus, they can get the Lotus back anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let's just kill Lavinia. All right, Swords it. Force of Will, exiling Force of Will. All right. Oh, and Wasteland? Okay, we can't possibly win. All right, what's our next draw anyway? Force of Will? Sure. All right, round 4, we're on the draw. So we have the 1 Petal into Recall, no way to protect it. So this feels like just way too much of a gamble if I keep this, so let's mold this. All right, that seems better, although we don't have a payoff, but we have like other stuff in the hand at least. So let's keep this and chuck Petal back. Urza Saga. Well, we have Wasteland for that. Manifold Key, Ruby. All right, Wasteland that first things first, and then Pearl, and cast Sol Ring, and over to them. Cycles Lorien revealed. They have another Urza Saga. Well, what am I going to do? Sensei's Divining Top. All right. Play Divining Top. Look at the top 3 with Divining Top. Seasoned Dungeoneer, Hull Breacher, Hull Breacher. So I would like to draw the Dungeoneer and not the Hull Breachers. So put these back, play Karakas, and then pass. And then we'll probably filter away the other one next turn. So Saga goes up to 2. And they have an island, right? Yeah. All right, so no actions from them. So now they're going to make the Constructs. They can also make the Constructs unblockable with the key, but we don't have anything else to do besides Dungeoneer anyway. So let's just play Dungeoneer. So trigger, we get the initiative, grab an island, then play the island. Am I supposed to spin right now? I guess I'm supposed to spin right now. Spin. Well, there's Wasteland. So I've played my land for turn, right? So I can't play that. So the Saga's going away next turn, which means Teferi's the best draw. So let's put, it's going to be 3 for Teferi, and then I can also play Lavinia, so I can't play them both. So let's go Wasteland, then Lavinia, then Teferi. And then we pass to them. And I can draw Teferi at instant speed if I need to force something. All right, they make a Construct. So Saga ticks up. They make another Construct. We can't block without losing Dungeoneer, so they will take the initiative from us. They're taking Sol Ring out of their deck. Mishra's Workshop. This is only on casting artifacts, right? 5 mana for the 1 ring. All right, we have to counter that. So draw a card, force, get rid of Teferi. Oh no, they have force backup. Jeez, just getting rid of outcome. Oh, and we can't even steal the initiative back from them because the ring fogs. Oh my god, they have enough mana to do it twice. Well, we're just completely dead. Just 100% dead. All right, I don't win this game by having them steal the initiative, so I guess I chump block. Well, we're actually just going to lose this. Like, I can't see any way that I could get out of this. So lost well. None of this stuff on top matters. So we bin it both. Bottom, wasteland. I mean, I'm taking 12 here. Like, yeah, okay. Okay, so they're paradoxical. So fragmentize, null rod. So let's see. Grafdigger's Cage irrelevant. Needle is relevant because we can name the ring. What else can I cut for these? Because I'm not cutting Spell Pierce against them. And I'm not cutting Needle. And I'm not cutting... like, Hole Breacher, for sure, I'm not cutting. I guess I don't need top. What else can go? Lavinia is great against Mishra's Workshop. I can cut one Dungeoneer, maybe. Fairy's good for bouncing Saga. Let's shave a Lorien Revealed. All right, let's do that. Okay, so wait. Land Jet, Soul Ring, cast Time Walk, take my next turn. I mean, I'm keeping this hand regardless. They have force, so be it. I mean, I can play White Plume on turn 1, or I can Time Walk and then cast one of these. I can also Time Vault. Right, Flooded Strand, fetch, grab a Tundra. I think the best bet is probably Crying to jam White Plume into play. Cast Soul Ring, because I can't use the Time Vault even if I play it. So White Plume. This also gets me a second land in case they have Wasteland. So let's grab an island and over to them. Mox Pearl, okay. Taps for Soul Ring, Taps for Monovault. Is this turn 1 ring? Tolarian Academy. Dismember our dude, sure. So they have 6 mana right now, but apparently nothing to do with it. I guess that probably means they have a counterspell. All right, initiative, scrying mode. All right, I don't want either of those, so bottom both of these. Mox Pearl, you say. So land, Pearl. I mean, if they don't have the counter, we win. So, like, let's go for it. Soul Ring, Time Vault. Tap, tap, tap. Tinker eating the jet. And there's going to be force. Yeah, there's force. All right. Oh, well. At least tap their Time Vault down. Cast their own Time Vault. Oh my god, do they actually have it here? Is the last card in their hand Manifold Key? No, it isn't. It's Paradoxical Outcome, bounce everything, draw a million cards. Oh boy. Well, Ancestral Recall, Soul Ring. So they had 1,000,000 mana and Paradoxical Outcome with force backup? Jeez. Time Vault. Well, there's the key, we lose. All right. I mean, literally nothing we could do about that. All right, final match. We're on the play. We have a Emerald and can't do anything other than force stuff, so bowl this. Okay, this hand is a turn... Oh, I was going to say a turn 2 White Plume, but we don't actually even have white mana. I guess we've got turn 2 Saga activation, so that's probably fine, or turn 2 like Hull Breacher. So let's keep this and put back... I can't even cast Lavinia, so let's put Lavinia back. I mean, like, yeah, okay, let's put Lavinia back. And let's go Saga, Trigger, Jet, cast top. I'm just going to spin the top because if I draw Lotus or something... All right, well, there's Lotus. Yeah, I would definitely spin a Lotus to play White Plume right now. So let's go... Let's put Gix Probe on the top. So let's go Force, Lotus, Gix Probe, draw a card, cast the Probe, see what they're cooking. Comet, Inti, Minskenbu, Outland Liberator, Gix Probe, 2 lands. Oh, right, the Gix Probe just draws the top. I don't know why I thought that that would happen otherwise. All right, well, I have once again screwed this up, but it's okay. We still have Construct activation plus White Plume next turn. Also, their hand is awful. Like, they kept this? They don't even have red mana. Oh, they drew Strip Mine. Okay, well, I mean, what are you going to do? So, Lotus. So, the top card in my deck is Force. All right, do this. Crack for white. Cast White Plume. Trigger. So let's grab the plains, I guess. And then we can play the top. And then we'll spin the top. Top card is Time Walk, Lorien, Manifold Key. All right, I don't actually want to draw Manifold Key. I would like to draw Time Walk. So let's go Key, Lorien, Time Walk. And over to them. Oh, okay. They drew a forest. I think we may actually just straight up kill them with Time Walk, right? So Forge here. We draw Time Walk. Play this, play Time Walk, spin the top. I can't cast Lorien, although I can cycle it, and I can cycle away this stuff that I don't want. So do that, then combat, attack for 5. If they go to 13, then we get an extra turn. The initiative triggers again, and we trap them. So Island Cycle the Lorien, grab Tundra, play Tundra, and I could just flash in Hull Breacher and have 2 lethal threats next turn. So I think I'm going to do that rather than topping here. So go to combat. Attack. All right, they're at 3. Plays Caracas. Outland Liberator. Sure. All right, Flash and Hull Breacher. All right, so we win game 1. So they're just like, not blue soup. So the only things that I really saw from them, I guess swords. Guess this is a matchup for Sphinx of the Steel Wind, because it looks like everything in their deck is red and green, although they have white too, so maybe not. Maybe Portal. What's bad? I definitely want to spell pierce stuff like Minsc and Boo. I don't want, Cage. I don't need Top. I do need Needle. I don't need Cathar Commando, probably. Hull Breacher may not even be necessary, depending on, because they appear to not be playing blue, although that they could have just not had any blue, but I doubt it. So Hull Breacher probably is irrelevant in this matchup, outside of like Minsc and Boo drawing cards. All right, let's try that. Okay, we have Mana Crypt and Sapphire, but nothing to do, although I can cycle Lorien Revealed for a Tundra and play a Lavinia, but the two Lavinias are redundant. The Sphinx I can't play. The Needle is okay, but not great. How good / bad is this hand even? I mean, it makes a lot of mana really fast, so that's something. I guess I'll keep it. Opponent plays a Pearl, plays Taiga. Turn 1, Tarmogoyf, sure. We drew Ancestral Recall. Okay, that's just fantastic. So Sapphire. I can't play Lavinia if I do this, but so I have 7 cards in hand, go to 6, go to 9, play Mana Crypt, go to 8 cards. All right, recall myself. They had Misstep. All right, well, play Mana Crypt. If I cycle the Lorien right now, then this becomes bigger, but I'm not playing a land if I don't do that. So, all right, this cycle, let's grab Tundra, play Tundra. I guess I'm going to run out Needle. I don't know what I'm naming, though. I'm probably just naming Minsc and Boo in the blind. Minsc and Boo. All right, over to them. Strip Mine. So 3/4 Goyf. The Mana Crypt's also going to potentially hurt us, and we can't play anything. All right, we won the flip. We drew Mental Misstep, so we can't do anything, so back to them. Another Taiga. All right, 3 from the Goyf. We go to 14. Mana Crypt trigger. Won the flip. Force of Negation. Can't do anything. Back to them. I wonder, like, am I not supposed to cycle Lorien for this exact reason so that I don't get strip mined and I can at least play Lavinia? Although, even if I had played a Lavinia, I don't think it matters that much. We would still be losing the race to this Goyf. All right, another 3 from Goyf. We're at 11. Mana Crypt trigger. We lost the flip. We're at 8. We drew a Tundra. All right, I can actually play something. Play Lavinia. Although, just playing this is kind of irrelevant, but it's something to play at least. Pyroblast. I mean, I'm not going to pay the life off Mental Misstep for that, although it makes Goyf a 4 power creature now that this is in the graveyard, I guess. I'm not chumping this, am I? I guess I'm misstepping this and chumping Goyf, because this Mana Crypt's also going to just kill me, potentially, so I kind of just have to chump the Goyf. Outland Liberator, which we can't counter, and which can blow up either of our mana sources. I don't see how I possibly win this game. Block. Surprised they're not just blowing up Sapphire immediately. All right, we won the flip, and we drew Dungeoneer. All right, play Dungeoneer. Trigger. Get the initiative. Let's go grab an island. Play the island. And over to them. We still are in a position where I'm not going to block the Goyf, so then we're at the mercy of Mana Crypt killing us. Minsc and Boo. Well, I named Minsc and Boo. I guess they can blow it up, though, so I should counter it. Counter, get rid of the Sphinx. Goyf and that. Wait, what? Why attack with this? I guess it leaves me with the potential of just getting killed instead of just being able to chump block. Oh, it also steals the initiative, doesn't it? All right, so now we are at the mercy of Mana Crypt, which even if it doesn't kill us this turn, it's going to kill us on future turns anyway. Mana Crypt trigger. We won the flip. We drew a Wasteland. Well, I have to take the initiative back, so combat, swing, trigger this guy. It's a Time Vault on top, but I don't have the combo yet, so I have to actually bin this. Yeah, put Time Vault in the graveyard. All right, we steal the initiative. The only way I'm seeing myself winning this game is if I race them. So Forge here. All right, and then let's play Lavinia. Play Wasteland. I'm just going to waste their Savannah. Not that that matters. All right, we're dead to any removal or just Mana Crypt killing us. Elvish Spirit Guide. This does not have flying, right? Despite the fact that it's a butterfly with wings. Block. All right, we can kill them this turn if the Mana Crypt doesn't kill us. All right, Mana Crypt, don't kill us. Actually, no, we can't kill them this turn, right? We're 1 short. And we lost the flip, and we're dead. All right. Well, nothing that I saw from them leads me to believe that I've sideboarded incorrectly in any way, so we just run it back. I guess Rip stops Goyf, but I'm not bringing Rip just to make Goyf not good. On the play, we've got turn 1 White Plume with Ancestral Recall and counterspells. Yeah, all right, so this hand's just amazingly good. So Petal, Mana Crypt, Flooded, Fetch, Force of Vigor, Bidding, Renin 6. All right, well, we'll force that back. Force, Pitching Brainstorm, Resolve Flooded Strand, go grab a Tundra, tap here, play White Plume, Trigger. I guess they have to specifically have Mental Misstep if they want to counter Ancestral Recall, so it's better to do it now as opposed to letting them untap and maybe having Pyroblast open. Grab this. Let's just recall ourselves now with the Petal. All right. We drew Portal, unfortunately. We're 2 mana away from casting Lorien Revealed. They played Boseiju. Gix Probus. All right. Plays a Goyf, and the Goyf is a 4/5. Well, I can get bigger than it by pumping the White Plume. So Forge here, and then resolve the Crypt Trigger. Naming heads, we lost. We go to 15. Swords, 2 Plowshares. Bring it on, baby. Get rid of this. Then we'll play another Tundra, and then combat, attack, hit them. White Plume untaps itself on their turn. Karakas into Collector Oof. All right, well, the Mana Crypt is real bad now, but we're still winning this race handily. Does that mean I should cycle Lorien now since it's going to be a while before I can cast it? I guess it does. All right, cycle, grab the last Tundra. These trigger, we trap them, and they go to 12. Then the Mana Crypt, we lost the flip, we're at 12 ourselves. Spell Pierce. All right, play Tundra, combat, attack with the White Plume. No blocks, they go to 7. Over to their turn, White Plume untaps. Goyf, who is a 4/5, so they can double block now if they want. All right, triggers, we draw a card off the initiative. Swords, Plowshares, excellent. Name, we've won the flip. Drew Force of Will. All right, let's just, I guess I attack them and see if they double block, and then I'll just swords one of them. I'll just swords the Oof. So combat, attack. All right, they are double blocking. So then before damage, swords the Oof. And this unlocks hard casting Force of Will, now that Mana Crypt's back online. So then Goyf dies. Then it's their turn. White Plume untaps itself. All right, I guess they got nothing. Triggers. Resolve the revealing the top 10 and getting a creature part. Seasoned Dungeoneer. Trigger. We get the initiative. We get the room trigger again. We get a Plains. The Mana Crypt resolves. We won the flip. Play Plains. Go to combat. Attack with the White Plume. Trigger the Dungeoneer. We drew a island. All right, well, they're at 4, and we have 2 lethal creatures in play, one of which is hexproof, at least for the time being. And we have multiple counter spells, so I don't see how they're getting out of this. Huzzah, we have won the league. So 3-2. I don't think that was too bad for my first ever League of Vintage. Also, the matches that we lost, I felt like we just could not possibly have won given what happened. Although, obviously, I did make mistakes, although I don't think any of those were the direct cause of me losing. But maybe I'm wrong, and we can see that on the replay. So let's see. This is obviously not the only Tinker deck in the format, but so one thing is, I guess I wish there was room for like a one of Portal or Sphinx type card in here so that when you're in situations where you can Tinker, but you don't have the other piece of the Time Vault combo, you can just go grab something really good. Because there's plenty of times where like you don't have one of these, so just tinkering for one of them doesn't help. Other than that, I think maybe Cathar Commando is kind of weak. And I definitely don't know what the thinking behind main decking Grafdigger's Cage is. This feels like there's far more matchups where this is irrelevant than matchups where it is. And like without knowing what you're playing against, like yeah, potentially Grafdigger's Cage can be a Tinker target, but you don't know what you're playing game 1. So you're never going to like turbo out Grafdigger's Cage unless the metagame is like just really, really linear and everyone always plays the same decks to the point where you can know what you're playing against on the, like if you've played enough of these vintage leagues on the Moto. So if that's the case, then I can see having silver bullets like this in the main deck, but otherwise, and in general, like in paper or whatever, I can't imagine it's correct to have this main. Other than that, Spell Pierce feels kind of weak, but obviously there's times where it's good. Same thing with Force. Hull Breacher never came up, although there would have been plenty of times where I would have liked to have it, like against the Outcome deck, for example. And then like cards like Initiative are always just good to turbo out. Lavinia feels like it's just a part of the format since it shuts off all of the 0 mana broken mana acceleration and stops opposing forces. So I don't know. I would need a lot more experience before I could say definitively like what should be in and out of here, but it feels like main deck Grafdigger's Cage is bad and Cathar Commando just feels meh. Other than that, that is the Tinker deck.